Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom. Akim. By Akwathia. ICE raids on farm workers threaten food supply, advocates warn. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kadash. I'm going to give double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that rule well over the flock, that taught us is 100% truth. You few Akim and Akwathi out there listening and learning, shalom to you as well. You cancel the likewise doctrine is Great Millstone. Shalom. Salutations to the hopeful elect, man. Now you see this article. Eventually, by ICE attacking these northern kingdoms, the people that actually plant and, plant the vegetables and the fruits in the fields, which is our people, to feed this country, eventually all of that is going to stop, man. And it's going to be a severe famine, man. And we've been telling you this for a long time. Starting with the elders and apostles on down to Great Millstone. That a famine will be ultimately hitting this land. We keep telling y'all that these prophecies are being fulfilled every single day. Something new is coming, And now you hear wars and rumors of wars. You got all types of different pestilences going on, all these sicknesses, food getting pulled off the shelves. These Edomites gotta go. This cracker almost hit me, man. But the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for keeping me safe. But anyway, man, I've been telling y'all for a long time that when them famines come, and a lot of you people out here stocking up, and to the people that's not stocking up, the ones that's not stocking up are going to go see about y'all that's stocking up. Especially you ones that's showing it all on social media, trying to show the whole world what you got. And ultimately, you got people that's close to you at that time is not going to have anything. And they're going to come and holler at you about what you got when they can't feed theirs. ICE raids on farm workers threaten food supply, advocates warn. June 24th, Donald Trump's decision to target farm workers and immigration raids have advocates sounding the alarm that the U.S. food supply is at risk. It's going to be a scarcity of food, And a lot of y'all so gullible and not understanding what times we living in, y'all think that, hey, y'all gonna always be able to go get you some food. But that's gonna come to a point where you're not gonna be able to get no food, you're not gonna be able to get no water. It's gonna be very scarce, and the prices are gonna be on a whole nother level on the little that will remain. And a lot of you gonna be running around here hungry, man. That's one of the signs. Matthew 24:7. I'm gonna go back. And Yahushua, let me go over some more. Salakia. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came on to him privately, saying, "Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world, or this age?" And Yahushua answered and said unto them, "Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war." Is that not what you're hearing right now? They hearing about the sleeper cells. You're hearing about this war between Iran. Salakia. Gotta watch out for these cars. You're hearing about these wars of Iran and Israel, the Israelis. You hearing that Russia talking about getting involved. You're hearing all these talks. And ultimately, that's going to lead up to World War III in the end. And you should hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Y'all see the division here in the so-called U.S., aka Babylon. You see the division. You see the division all over the world. Everybody's rising up against one another, especially these Edomites, Egyptians against Egyptians. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, man. And it's a lot of sicknesses going around. They talk about flesh-eating diseases and all these different signs and warnings. But ultimately, I'm talking about the famine in this particular video, because a lot of you people, your stomachs are going to be touching your back real soon, because a lot of you got them set the mindset that Babylon going to stand forever, but it's not. You know, this place is a walking ticking time bomb right now, and you're going to find out as we proceed throughout the rest of this time that we have left here, that things are going to get severely bad, life-threatening situations, man. You know? A famine, extreme scarcity of food, a drought could result in a famine throughout the region. A famine is a widespread scarcity of food caused by several possible factors, including but not limited to war, natural disasters, crop failure, because the crop's gonna fail if you ain't got nobody out there digging them up, you know, harvesting them. You know, you gonna have a scarcity at that point. Crop failure, widespread poverty, and economic catastrophe or government policies. And that's another thing. That's one of Donald Trump's policies, to go send ICE after this northern kingdom, man. The ones that actually is the ones doing all that hard work on them farms, being them sharecroppers, man. Trump changed direction on his deportation plans, shifting from avoiding farms, restaurants, and the hospitality industry to a no safe space approach. See, these people they not gonna feel safe going to work, man. And ultimately, Southern Kingdom, they gonna come after you as well with this thing. But right now, they're making it to a point to where it's gonna be extremely hard to get food here soon, man. Like, you ain't gonna be able to get no watermelons, no tomatoes, no potatoes, no lettuce, no onions. You ain't gonna be able to get none of that, because it's gonna be a scarcity of food here soon. Give me 1 second. Shalaki, the phone be acting weird. But like I was saying about this famine, Trump done made it to where these people, they don't feel safe going to work no more, so they're gonna hide out, you know, because of these policies that this demon Trump turned out to be. Even though we knew, especially looking at his first term, we knew what type of president he was gonna be anyway. He was gonna be a piece of shit that was gonna bring this place down. But ultimately, it was Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's will that this man is moving in the way that he's moving. He's talking about wanting an all-white military, you know, but ain't none of these cats ready to fight in no war. These people too comfortable here in Babylon. They feel like they can't be touched. They pride is through the ceiling, you know. But I'm gonna read this again. It says, Trump changed direction of the deportation plans, shifting from avoiding farm restaurants and the hospitality industry to a no safe spaces approach. Tricia McLaughlin, Assistant Secretary of Public Affairs for the Department of Homeland Security, clarified the directions given for raids in the statement to UPI. The president has been incredibly clear that there will be no safe spaces for industries who harbor violent criminals. You see this? And this nigga's a criminal. It's a felony. It's a felony. Got like 31, 32 felonies under his belt. And he worried about criminals. You see the hypocrisy? Violent criminals or purposely try to undermine ISIS efforts. McLaughlin said, worksite enforcement remains a cornerstone of our efforts to safeguard public safety, national security, and economic stability. These operations target illegal employment networks that undermine American workers, destabilize labor markets, and expose critical infrastructure to exploitation. And then let me tell you something about these lazy ass Americans. Cause I see them on the comment boards a lot since ICE been deported in the Northern Kingdom. You got these wet dogs, these Edomites, all in the comment boards talking about there go more work for the Americans now. Hey, y'all get y'all ass out there and pick it. But the thing is, y'all not gonna be able to deal with this sun. This sun gonna destroy you crackers, man. Y'all not gonna be able to go out there, and you too lazy. Y'all call our people lazy, but y'all are the real lazy folks. Y'all sit around and do nothing all day. Y'all don't do no work. Sitting behind a computer ain't no goddamn work. Sitting in the big office ain't no goddamn work. Half of you don't do anything. And y'all talking about jobs is back to the Americans because they shipping off Northern Kingdom. But what's gonna happen is y'all gonna feel it. Y'all not gonna be able to pick none of that stuff in them fields. That's gonna mess up the agriculture. It ain't gonna be no vegetables, no fruits. Like I said, it's gonna go straight into a famine, man. Point blank, period. And y'all ain't got to believe that, you know.
Big boy.
That boy tall. It's a Locky, this big old tall dog, man. McLaughlin and U.S. Immigration and Customs enforce but not respond to follow-up questions. About half the agricultural workforce working on crop farms lack legal migration and status, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture Economic Research Service. See, they saying that these people are here illegally. But these Edomites, they here illegally. They took this land. That's the hypocrisy. That's that double standard mindset that Babylon has. How you gonna steal somebody's land and then try to kick everybody out? You know, when you a migrant, you an immigrant as well. You here illegally, but you came up with a little paperwork, little loopholes that Esau always come out with, so everything can work in his favor. But the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, so he's gonna be able to do whatever he want to do according to what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua allows him to do. You know. Let me get some scriptures, cause y'all not understanding that we tell y'all these things all the time. You got people who say y'all want Babylon to be destroyed so bad. We sure do, and y'all want us to be wrong so bad. At the end of the day, y'all want us to be wrong so bad. But the thing is, when these prophecies get to really coming out, we can taste it, but it's going to be a very bitter taste in y'all mouth because y'all living in doubt of these scriptures, you know? This is 2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, or look, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. What is prophecy? You speaking on something before it happens, man. What do y'all not get? These churches ain't doing that. They not telling you what's getting ready to happen before it happens. They too busy giving you a prosperous doctrine. Behold, speak thou in the ear of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. See, these is not our words that we giving you. These are the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. You see? But y'all so mad at Israel, but that's neither here nor there, because the world is going to hate us for this truth anyway. It's nothing new. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Everything in these scriptures actually came to pass no book on the face of this earth is faithful as these scriptures are when it comes down to these prophecies, man. Nobody's word is as faithful as Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. What he says comes to pass, no matter how y'all feel about it or look at it. That was because myself and all the other brothers, starting with the elders and apostles on down, the Most High revealed his words unto us, man. We feared the Lord, and he gave his secrets unto us. And this prophecies, the breakdowns, you know, starting with the elders, like I said before, that taught us. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Because you got a lot of people that hate us. There's videos coming out now that people actually just hate our guts, our own people. That's Israelites themselves, but they 2/3. You know? Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. We don't care how y'all feel or what y'all say about us. The show must go on. These scriptures must go out. These virtual epistles must go out. This rebuke must go out. This reproof must go out. These warnings must go out. Right? We washing our hands with you cats, man. We warning you and y'all don't want to listen. So we saving our own soul by telling you. But you got to be destroyed because you won't take heed to what's getting ready to happen to this land and to the rest of the parts of this world, man. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. You see that? You want to be unfaithful to the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua? You see what that says? You see what that says? For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And all you people that don't want to be faithful to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, you're going to see death at your doorstep soon, man. And it's going to get real heavy when the prophets are removed off of these highways and hedges. When the brother's tongue have to cleave to the roots of their mouths, and they will no longer be a reproofer to you rebellious ass people, man. Letting y'all know that what's to get ready to come. But y'all also got so much pride and arrogancy for this land. Their inward thoughts are that their houses shall go on forever. And I'm just paraphrasing that. You know, they feel like this place, and Jake moves like that too. It's talking about Edom in that scripture, but you can apply it to Jake too, because Jake really in his mind feels like there's no adversity or trouble getting ready to come to this land, man. You know? Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Oh, I thought the Lord loved everyone, right? I thought Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua loved everybody. I thought God loved everybody. Ain't what you Christians be saying? But he's getting ready to bring plagues upon the world the sword, famine, death, and destruction. See that? All these different things is what's happening in the earth now. They just on simmer right now. But the Most High, he's going to turn that fire up on a whole nother level on that stove, man. And ain't none of you going to be able to deal with it because you chose not the love of the Father, but the cares of this life, man. You see, so when this famine get to kicking off, a lot of you cats going to lose y'all mind. Stomachs touching your back. And in a lot of cases, a lot of you going to be eating each other, man. So get your human seasonings together because you're going to need them in that time of Jacob's trouble, man. No more warnings going out, a scarcity of food, MOTV around the corner. You know? For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just continually complain. And that's what we continually do, because we sick of this place, man. We sick of this society. We sick of these devils. And we sick of you two-third ass Israelites. We want the kingdom, you know? We want the kingdom. We sick of this place. We sick of being at that plantation. We sick of eating defiled foods, you know? Defiled water. The land's defiled. The air's defiled. All because of this devil Edom, man. All because of Edom. And y'all say we walking around mad all the time. Nah, we don't just be mad all the time. Because you see these things happening and it pisses you off, man. Oppression make a wise man angry, bro. Point blank, period. And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. You know, because eventually the elect is going to be saved out of this thing. But first, we got to be tried in that fire. The rest of you just going to be destroyed in that fire because you, like I said before, you love not this truth. You know? Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, because you remember the first Egypt got them plagues in the time of Pharaoh when the Hebrews was in the land and Pharaoh didn't want to let the Hebrews go. In the time of Moses, right? He's saying he's going to smite Egypt again. That Egypt only got hit once. That new Egypt is America, Babylon. Spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. You see, when the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua pull up on them 24s, when he pull up, he bringing punishment, man. It ain't finna be rainbows and Skittles and cookies and cupcakes, man. Like y'all think it is. You know, he's bringing plague and punishment. He's bringing plagues and punishment, man. Death, destruction. But y'all don't believe the Father. Y'all don't believe the Son. Y'all don't believe the prophets out here on the highways and hedges telling y'all what's getting ready to come upon this place. Because y'all love it here. And because you love it here, you better have that same energy when that fire comes. Better have that same energy. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall not fail. I mean, their seed shall fail. Through the blasting and hail and with a fearful constellation, man. You know, the missiles gonna tear this place up, and then on top of that, eventually, y'all not gonna get that. Y'all not gonna be able to get no. Y'all just slocky. Give me 1 second. The agriculture is gonna be destroyed, man. And it's not gonna be too much more of this good food that y'all so-called getting out here. And it ain't even good food. It's not. It's like I said, it's defiled. Everything's defiled. Defiled bread amongst the Gentiles where the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua sent us, man. You know? Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draw nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Having a famine, it can cause civil war too, because without no food, no water, people gonna rise up against each other, because they're gonna be trying to salvage whatever they can. They're gonna be trying to salvage whatever they can, and it's getting real close to that. And when you can't salvage no food, when you can't get no food, what you do? You go out and you go after other people that have food. Because when a famine strikes, that's how it unfolds, you know? That's exactly how it unfolds every single time and through history. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. You see that? It's going to be invading one another. And mind you, on top of the invasions, you got sleeper cells. You got Persian sleeper cells, Iranian sleeper cells in the U.S. on the low right now. That's getting ready to be let loose. You see? There's going to be people in this land against each other and people that came from outside this land into this land as spies. That's going to be bringing that work in too. And they're going to be dangerous because they're going to probably be setting off bombs and everything, man. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Your house is going to be destroyed because you're going to get ransacked by your own people, and you're going to get ransacked by these sleeper cells in this land. So y'all need to understand that we're really in dire consequences at this time, man. That's why we try to stick with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Try to do this work, try to stay prayed up, try to stay in this race and walk the straight and narrow, man. While y'all walking around to and fro, staggering over blocks, can't see where you're going because you have no light. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, man, and for great tribulation. You see? People gonna be at each other's throats for lack of bread, man. That ain't just talking about a loaf of Wonder Bread, dog. That's talking about food in general. Chicken, fish, beef, vegetables. It's gonna get to a point to where y'all gonna start eating on folks, man. It was hunger causes cannibalism. It says, yes, extreme hunger, particularly in situations of starvation or famine, can drive individuals to cannibalism. This behavior is also referred to as survival cannibalism. No, that shit wicked as hell. In such circumstances, people may consume the flesh of others, including the deceased or even the living, as a last resort for survival. You see that? And it's been done before. Like the scriptures say, there is nothing new under the sun, man. What has been shall be, man. Yes, extreme hunger, particularly in situations of starvation, of famine, can drive individuals to cannibalism, man. You see what it says right there? And it's been done. It's nothing new. Second Ezra 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. You strong men out here, the government, your elites, they're going to be scared to death, man. You people in these streets, regular people, you're going to be scared to death, man. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. These are ass whoopings to you people, man. Spiritually and physically, ass whoopings. Being hungry, the Lord making you be hungry, that's an ass whooping to you, man. That's a scourge. Plague, famine, tribulation, anguish. All of these things are spiritual ass whoopings, and ultimately they manifest in the real life, and y'all start to feel it for real. That's what we warning y'all about. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. They not paying attention. We telling y'all this. But what's y'all response? Y'all want this place to be destroyed so bad? Yes, we do, because that's what the Lord wants. He wants this place destroyed. It is going to be destroyed, whether y'all believe it or not. That's when we don't let the incredulity of you people bother us. Y'all unbelief is not phasing nothing over here. Y'all can't tear us away from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We believe. Behold, victuals, which is food, shall be good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Y'all think y'all straight right now. Y'all can still buy food. You know, it's a little high. You know, compared to what the price is finna go up to soon in the near future. Things are, right now, this shit is cheap out here. Y'all think it's all good, but it's not. Behold, victuals shall be good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sore famine and great confusion. You people ain't gonna know what's going on. Your bills going up, your food going up, Pampers going up, medication going up. You got certain grocery stores closing. A lot of grocery stores closing. Kroger's got over 30 or 40 or 50 stores closing soon, nationwide. When stores are closing up, that's lack of food is going to be in that area, man. People gonna flock to other stores, and people flock to them other stores. They gonna panic buy, and when they panic buy, the shelves gonna be empty. Then you gonna have people looting and fighting each other to get what's left on the shelves, man. You've seen it in movies before. It's been in all type of movies. For many of them, 2 Ezra 16 and 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. You see that? And the other that escape the hunger, those you folks that's going to be stockpiling food. You know, like I said, that lady on Facebook, she went in her basement, had canned goods. She had jars bottled up. She had so much water. She had all type of stuff to have food when nobody has none. But this is what happened to her. They and the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. And how that sword gonna destroy you? When motherfuckers come see about you at your house and want what you got so they can take it and go feed their family. And then on top of that, you're gonna have certain groups of men and brothers out here and brothers out here that it's gonna be trying to rape you women as well. It's taking your food. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. Ain't gonna be nobody to bury your corpse. Just gonna be stink coming out your body. Stink coming off the bodies of individuals that's been eaten by other individuals. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. All these cities that y'all walking around in Babylon right now, sooner or later, you're not gonna be able to walk around comfortably like you do now without a care in the world. You're gonna be scared to come out here. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. It's not gonna be many people walking around, man. You know, it's gonna get real bad out here. That's what we keep telling y'all. That's gonna get ready to come. This is Revelation 18 and 4. And I heard another voice saying, from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Come out of the ways of Babylon. That's what we saying. Stop following these ways of this land. Don't y'all see a lot of people that come to this land that actually had morals in their country? When they get over here, their morals completely be destroyed, and they start living the way you crazy ass Babylonians live over here without a care in the world. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God had remembered her iniquities. You're not getting away with nothing, Babylon. You Babylonians, you Edomites, And this land, you're not getting away with anything. The Most High see. And he remember what you've done, and he's been ready and put work on you. And this land. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she had filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. This place, everybody in this land, even these Edomites, they act like this is the best place on this earth and can't nothing touch this place, and that it is the greatest. Glorifying itself. You know, how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, having the best of the best of the best. But now it's at a point to where we're going to start getting, well, this land and the people in it finna start getting the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. And we not exempt right now, you know. We get that mark of exemption when the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and the time of Jacob's trouble, when all hell breaks loose. We're going to have to go through that fire too. But the things that a lot of you people going to be going through with the hunger, death, you know, being out here scared, we understand what the Lord's work is, the Lord's will is. So we already know these scriptures and know what's going to be unfolded, man. We know it is the Lord. For much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. And you see, that's the mindset of you Americans and anybody that live in this country, and y'all following the ways of Esau, because that's his mentality, that no hurt can ever come to this place. But y'all about to find out the hard way, Jack. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, ICBM missiles. We keep telling you that this place is going to catch them ICBM missiles. For strong is the Lord God, or the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, who judgeth her. See, all of the things that's happening in this land right now and the things that's going to happen when it intensifies, it's the Lord's judgment upon this land. Isaiah 9:19. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. People you grew up with, your loved ones, they ain't gonna give a fuck about each other, man. People gonna be trying to be in the survival of the fittest mode. You got people in the world right now. Iniquity has grown so bad in the world now that family members already taking each other out just over a little bit of nothing. You know? How much more when this food gets scarce out here? You see? No man to spare his brother. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry. You see that? That's going into cannibalism. Where there's no food, cannibals arise, bro. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm, man. You see that? That's what's getting ready to happen. And a lot of you women, when that time comes and you ain't got a man either, and you just got that kid, that baby, you're going to be snatching on them babies too. You're going to be eating on them, you know? So we in the time where we just need to buckle our seatbelts, because this is going to be a serious ride. And an even worse ride for you two-thirds and heathens. And with that being said, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rukakadash. Until next time, Shalom.